fun begins.
How's it going?
Hello.
Well,
Greetings, young Jedi.
hello there.
Hey everyone, Hybrid Tool Reviews here, and today we are doing an incredibly special review. Today we are taking a look at some Carbonites on the day of release. Now, if you have been following Carbonites on Instagram, and if you aren't, what are you doing? You need to. You may have noticed there have been some teases being posted for this absolute ground-changing, amazing set, the Carbonite Hunters. The Carbonite Hunters represent the bounty hunters as seen in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, and I know that Vincent has put some crazy work into this case. Not only has he put some crazy work into this case, but in my case, and I know a couple of other YouTubers' case as well, he's hooked us up with this set as a review sample, so I need to acknowledge that I did not pay for this. This was given to me, but I am going to do a very honest review. And if you've been around the channel for a little bit, you know that I am a huge fan of Carbonites, and I regularly say that I'm not saying I like them because Vincent's my friend. I'm saying I like them because I like them. Carbonites are really, really fun, and I'm really excited to get into this review. So thank you, Vincent, for gifting me this set. Incredibly generous, and I hope this review does you justice. Let's get into it. And here's an overhead look at our case of Carbonites. Your case of Carbonites is the key here. You get a very nice sized box. It is very small. It is hand holdable. It is pocket holdable. It is about the size of a 2005 cell phone. And it contains all the goodness. So, your Carbonite Hunters case features the 6 bounty hunters on the outside of the case in a flat graphic form. Underneath the name of the set, the Carbonite Hunters, and Vincent's signature. Very fancy, much cursive. This spine of the box features the number, meaning when he does more Empire Strikes Back sets, this is number 12 in what's going to be the ultimate range of Empire Strikes Back scenes, meaning he's got a lot of stuff before this to get to. You have your 6 characters represented up and down the spine, the name of the set, and 3 colors representing the coloring of the movie, because every movie or show or media has a different 3-color code. So it's kind of like Black Series boxes. You can line them up in a mural on the shelf. Carbonites on either end of the box. This side's white. And around back, you have some information about the company and the sustainability, and really it's a lot of information, super summarized, and you should really go to the Carbonites Instagram or just the website and see everything there is to know about Carbonites. Let's go ahead and unbox the Carbonites. There's a little thumb tab, very easily opened box. Pull up to secure the bounty. Carbonites encased. When you open it, you have a tissue paper, Han and Carbonite, the mascot of the channel there. You can pull that back. You get a letter from Vincent. Mine features a little doodle of Bosk, which is awesome. It's thanking me for my contributions to Carbonites, because I have definitely plugged the crap out of them, and Carbonites are super awesome. Now, worth noting, when you order a case of Carbonites, you, on checkout, get to choose a charity of choice to make a donation to. It is a $1 donation of the total proceeds. It is not an additional. Your cases are $14.99. Vincent only gets $13.99 because that $1 goes to a charity of your choice. Now, Vincent wanted me to point out that the charity donation wasn't made in this because it was gifted to me as a review sample. However, I made the charity donation to Rancho Obi-Wan, and you should make the charity donation when you check out your Carbonites. So go ahead and keep an eye out there. Opening the lid of the box, you see your 6 Carbonites and your mint in the box. An incredible little Easter egg. When you pull that out, revealing your mint in the box, inside of here you have a Han and Carbonite graphic, Lifesavers mint. Mint in box, as in the joke, as in the running gag for, you know, collectors. Collectors love to get their collectibles. Mint in the box. That is quite excellent. And then I got a Han and Carbonite little mascot block thanking me for promoting the Carbonite Hunters, which is super, super cool. This is going to go on my little special shelf of super special Carbonites, and I'm very excited about that. Setting that aside, you have your 6 Carbonites remaining, and they're looking super cool. Now, get that mint in the box out, and they are a little bit free moving in there. However, if you're having issues getting them out, you can just pull up on the tissue paper, and that helps you dump them all out, all over your table. Let's take a closer look at these guys. So first we're going to talk about the really exciting stuff, some of the really fun designs in this case. But hang on for the entire video if you would, please. I'd be doing Vincent a disservice if I didn't tell you about how incredible some of the newest changes to Carbonites have gone. If you've seen some of my more recent videos on Carbonites, I've already talked about some of them. But given the context of me being given this set, I intend to be very thorough. So please hang on until the end. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the bounty, at the Carbonite Hunters. So, starting off with the Flying Green Knight, ESB. We all know who this guy is. The man, the myth, the legend, Boba Fett. And he looks, oh, so incredible. This one is nuts. I told Vincent, he got very bashful about it when we were on the phone a couple weeks back, but I'm going to share the amount of detail on this. This is the Hot Toys of Carbonites right here. Don't get me wrong. I think all Carbonites are great, but there's a smidge of a style to them, you know? They're a little animated in certain ways. And this almost looks too good. The weathering on the helmet, around the visor there, the silver scuffing coming through, absolutely bonkers. The dent on the forehead, just absolute insanity, calamity, chaos, and pandemic. I cannot praise this Boba Fett highly enough. And I asked Vincent the other day, because I needed to know. So here are some rough statistics. I asked him ballpark on an average character, how long do you spend designing a Carbonite? And of course, some, you think you're done, you come back a little later, you tweak a little more. Generally, there can be like 3 hours in a character. Some are a little easier. Boba Fett, he says he has probably 8 hours in it because he kept coming back and tweaking on it. And I believe it because this Carbonite is so much above and beyond all the others, which I also think are amazing. Just wow. Just some insane details. The Hot Toys of Carbonites. Just superb. This is going to be all about Boba Fett if I don't move along. But I just got to say, he sells the case. But Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett, you gotta finish the team. Although I guess they're not the team, just, the casting call, the job fair, if you will. But here we have the reputable reptile for hire. Excellent name, ESB. This is, of course, our favorite scaly friend, Bosk. And he looks oh so cool. Very, very well done. I love the open-mouthed teeth in there. And just some very subtle scales on the sides of the face, the ribs on the top of the head and around back. He is wearing, interesting, I'm going to share some lore here. He is wearing his yellow spacesuit with the white vest. I couldn't tell you exactly what costume, but this is actually reuse from a 60s episode of Doctor Who. I believe a Patrick Troughton one. Something that I've seen online at one point, but there was photos, so it makes it a little more believable than just, I read it online. Apparently, while filming in England for Empire Strikes Back, they were able to get access to some old BBC TV costumes for really cheap. And for something like Bosk, yeah, why not? And so a little bit of lore, since I used to be a Doctor Who channel, actually, way back in the day. But really, really cool stuff going on here. A lot of great line work and hoses running all over. Little shoulder patch emblems. Great work on Bosk. Bringing this super great looking IG-88 lookalike, or the Executioner Robot 88. Excellent name. He looks good. Now, something interesting with the IG droids, is the heads are round. So translating this design to Carbonites absolutely must have presented an insane challenge, and I think Vincent has risen to the occasion. Looking at the front, you can kind of see the implications that the head is round, but then the line work just continues around the squares on the side, and then around back, very much the same. I think with something like that, translating it to a cube form from cylindrical is a challenge, and so it's just one of those things where you got to do your best, and I think Vincent knocked it out of the park. Very, very great work here. I love the orange eyes peeking out of all the many, many eye holes around the head. And the pipes and pistons and all that are very, very well recreated. Just an all in all, excellent, excellent recreation of the assassin droid. Here we have Zuckuss, or the Stubby Insectoid Bounty Hunter. Very fun naming here. Lots of browns and tans going on, or just browns and orangey browns, I guess. A little bit of silver going on around the mask and the eyes. Just looking very, very good. I'm going to be honest, Zuckuss is just wearing a big baggy cape and it's got a bug head. And other than that, you know, not the most, like, exciting of the bounty hunters, but got to complete the set. And I think Vincent has done a very, very good job recreating Zuckuss. Just a very, very fun adaptation. And then, of course, you got to have Forlom. And Forlom just looks excellent. Those very insectoid-looking eyes peering out of the gray head. And then from the neck down, a type of protocol droid. A little bit of extra line work on the chest. But very, very fun recreation. I like the wires between the chest and, like, abdomen area. The arms going down the sides look very, very droid-like. Same going around back. A very fun recreation of a very fun character. Great job, Vincent, on this one. And then setting Forlom aside, Dengar looks excellent with his head wraps and the blue eyes peeking out with a scar. And then there's some armor going on underneath. A lot of really, really great work has been done here on Dengar. And I love how Dengar turned out. Dengar's name is the Rags to Riches Bounty Hunter. And did I say Forlom's? Forlom's a mechanical insectoid bounty hunter. So, very fun names here. I think that these are great recreations of these characters, and I cannot praise Vincent highly enough for his creativity in the designs and the names, because, of course, we don't want the mouse coming, which we shouldn't, because this is art. This is like an adaptation. But just very, very great work, my guy. All right, into the second half of things here. So, if you have not bought Carbonites yet, you will actually get, on your first order, a Han and Carbonite free additional Carbonite, which is a really cool promotion. Now, this is the one that came in this one that I'm getting for promoting, so it's to thank you for promoting the Carbonite Hunters. But my one from my very first order actually has a wooden core, and it's just thanking me for my first purchase of Carbonites. And if you notice, putting these side by side, the wooden one is a tiny little bit shorter, it's a little bit narrower, and you see what went on there is Vincent was having a hard time sourcing wooden blocks that were consistently cut to exactly 1 by 1 by 2 inches tall. So I have helped him move on to 3D printing for his cores. So this new core is 3D printed. These cases are all 3D printed. Some of your older cases, if you've been collecting Carbonites for a little bit, will have the wooden cores, and they are just as good. Don't get me wrong, they are still great. But any Carbonite from now on is going to have a 3D printed 1 by 1 by 2 inch tall core. And something that is really, really fun about this is your Carbonites are now advertised as stackable. Because they weren't perfectly cut, sometimes the old wooden ones had just the tiniest little slant to them, some minor imperfections, still an amazing product, but because they weren't perfectly, truly 90 degrees in every corner every time, you didn't want to advertise them as stackable. So something awesome about these new 3D printed cores is you can stack Carbonites all the way to the moon for as far as we care. Just keep going on and on, up and up, out of frame. A-okay, nothing wrong there. Of course, you can always knock them down. But having lost my Han and Carbonite there, the new Carbonite cores are absolutely wicked, and I love everything about them. Vincent is a really, really cool guy, and I love that he is always trying to improve the brand. He's always thinking of new ideas, and of course putting insane amounts of effort in, like I mentioned, with the Boba Fett. 8 hours of design on him. Just absolute insanity. I love it. Vincent puts in great work, and these are just the most fun thing that I have been collecting lately. I am absolutely in love with my Carbonites, and I gotta praise him for always trying to add something new and exciting to the brand. As always, just to give you a little bit of a sense of scale, I like showing Carbonites off next to some other common collectibles like Funko Pops, Lego minifigures, Micro Galaxy Squadron, in this case a Vulture Droid, and a Black Series 6-inch figure, just to show you that, yeah, They're 2 inches tall each. You got to stack 3 of them up to get to a Black Series scale thing. The nice thing about Carbonites is they are small, they are compact, they are highly accurate, and they just don't take up an insane amount of space. Don't get me wrong, look in the background. I love my Black Series, but if I had an office space, a desk in some corporate building that, I got to go sit at 5 days a week, this is like the most fun thing that you could scatter around your cubicle. And of course, my whole living room is my collection room in my house. I got Carbonites all over the place, everywhere I go. There's just little representations of things that I love, spread around the bigger representations of things that I love. There's no way to go wrong with Carbonites. So at the end of the day here, what do I think of the Carbonite hunters? Vincent, my guy, you have outdone yourself yet again, because every time you drop one of these cases, you just up the bar a little bit higher each and every time. Vincent, the Carbonite hunters are amazing, and anyone watching, I highly recommend you pick up the Carbonite hunters case. If you haven't picked up any Carbonites yet, this is absolutely the place to start. Because if it's your first order, as mentioned, you would be getting your honorary freebie thanking you for your first purchase. And how could you feel bad adding some Carbonites to your collection? Even if you only grab one case, that $1 going to charity, that's just a feel-good addition. I mean, there's all sorts of great things going on when you pick up Carbonites. You're supporting a little artist, Vincent's doing his own thing. You're getting something really fun to add to your collection. I love my Carbonites through and through. I'm not just saying it because Vincent's my friend. I'm saying it because Carbonites are really fun, and I love having these scattered around my collection room. Vincent, great work. Everyone watching, go pick up some Carbonites. May the force be with each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a great day.